40 minutes a box, give or take, depending on the box. Times
50, 60 hours?
Yes,
Just
plus
to get
just
them
to prep and scan, yeah.
That's a month's worth of work. It's a lot of hours. It's a lot of hours.
All right, look, so today we decided to do something completely out of the ordinary. Think outside the box, because we're always looking for ways to buy unique sports card collections. And so we decided to go try something different. A couple weeks ago, James, eBay store manager, guy behind the scenes that helps with a lot of stuff with Chasing Cardboard, he said, hey, Ty, I have an idea for you. What if we went to a local coffee shop and we set up a little table in the back corner, we put a sign out, maybe even threw something on Facebook, and just tried to buy sports cards for an entire afternoon? So, it's not a bad idea, actually. Worst case, we get to enjoy an afternoon latte. Best case, we get to enjoy a latte with the community bringing cards to us to buy. Why would we not try this? So we decided to take a shot. I had to stop into the bank and I grabbed $4,000 in cash, thinking that would be enough and hopefully I would be spending it all. After getting the cash, we headed into the coffee shop. It's showtime. Going into Evans Brothers. A lot of stuff happening in this city.
Mr. Wilson?
You didn't plan this very well.
If they would have let me reserve a table, I would have.
Okay, first hurdle. The coffee shop was absolutely packed. The coffee shop manager actually told us that Friday afternoon was relatively slow, but as we popped in, you can see we couldn't get a reserved spot. We couldn't even get a table. So we waited around for about 15 minutes until a table opened up, and right as we did, we had two folks that were waiting, bring over cards for us to look at. We had one with sports cards and one small Pokemon collection.
That's, as much as I love that card. So that raw, you're probably at, that's gonna grade as 5 or 6.
5 or 6.
The first sports card collection was interesting. It was a wide range of kind of late, 70s vintage, early 80s, all the way up to a lot of junk wax. We looked at the cards for probably about 20 minutes and we decided to go ahead and make an offer. Condition was not great on this collection. And the key cards were the 86 Jerry Rice rookie, the 81 Montana rookie. There was also a 1970 Gale Sayers and a 1981 Magic Johnson, both sweet cards, but again, condition was not ideal. The rest of the cards were okay, maybe good stuff for the store, but they were 70s all the way up to mid-90s, a lot of junk wax. And again, condition wasn't ideal. So we didn't make a super aggressive offer. We offered $250 for everything, and we were willing to go up to $300. But he was pretty set on getting somewhere between $500 and $600. So we ended up passing on the deal. Meanwhile, while we were working on this deal, Jackson had a young guy come in and sell a bag of Pokemon cards to him, and they went back and forth, and Jackson ended up paying $10 for hundreds of Pokemon cards, which was a great deal. What'd you end up getting?
Got probably like 800 Pokemon cards.
So after about an hour, we had only spent $10 on Pokemon cards. The environment at the coffee shop was absolutely great, but we were still waiting for our trunk full of cards to show up. And then he did. And he obviously could not bring that amount of sports cards into the coffee shop. And so we headed out to go look at his trunk of cards. And on our way out to look at these cards, he mentioned that he was pretty hard and fast on getting $3,000 for everything. That's great. He had a number in mind, and so I could work towards justifying spending $3,000. And so we popped into the back of his truck to go look at the sports cards.
Thinking stuff like that. So,
Okay.
Put these in.
He was not joking. There was 60 plus 2-row shoe boxes full of mid-50s all the way up to 99. Everything stopped in 99 for him. And the best part about this quantity was that nearly every card was top-loaded. And a lot of them were top-loaded and in a team bag. And you could see the team bags just covered in dust because they had been sitting in garages and barns for the last, 10 plus years.
Got cards. Not cards.
Most of the boxes didn't contain any of the big names. There was actually one row of cards that contain some of the bigger names.
I see Jordan, of course. You got to go look at Jordan. This will give you an idea of what era we're in.
But there wasn't many cards that were going to clear $50 to $100. But as I was thumbing through, I definitely caught glimpses of some potentially good cards that might be worth grading or throwing into a whatnot pile to sell in a live auction. But it was 34 degrees and all of our hands were starting to numb up. And after about 20 minutes, I realized I was just going to have to make an assessment on whether this was good enough. So I grabbed James, and we went back in the coffee shop real quick to discuss kind of our game plan. He loved the quantity. I actually loved the condition. And we figured there was probably about 3,000 or so common vintage cards that would be great for the eBay store, with maybe a couple rows again in that good row that would clear $100 and kind of help get us to that number quicker. We both knew the amount of work to get back to break even was going to be substantial, but again, adding good vintage to the store is ideal, and that stuff sells pretty well over time. So we decided on going back out and offering $2,500 cash and not spending more than $2,750.
Pretty set on 3. Did you guys do 28?
40 minutes a box times
Yeah.
70
That's why I'm making
boxes.
sure you're full of it.
That's
I do think 25 is pretty fair. How about 26.50? Jeff, right?
Okay.
26.50?
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
deal.
So there you have it. We grabbed the collection for $2,650. This was a jam-packed collection, perfect for eBay inventory, and will likely allow us, I think, to double our money over the course of 90 to 120 days. We headed back into the coffee shop to kind of warm up and also wait for our last guest of the day and talk a little bit of strategy on how we're going to get this out and who it's going to go to and the amount of work that James was going to have to put into it.
So 70 shoe boxes full,
70 plus.
70 plus. You figure that's about 30,000 cards.
400 cards a box ish, yeah.
Yeah. What is that going to take you in terms of work? You gotta take them out of top loader.
D-sleeve.
And you de-sleeve because you're going to throw them in a scanner, feed scanner.
Feed scanner. Yeah, 40 minutes a box, give or take, depending on the box.
So you're talking 50, 60 hours?
Yeah, 60
just
plus
to get 'em
just
prepped.
to prep and scan, yeah. That's not processed and
Wow.
priced and all the other nuances.
Yeah. So you figure with a lot like that, we're looking at it like find our 100 or so cards that we can sell on whatnot or
Right.
grade, and the rest we throw in our store. And we
Absolutely.
let slowly
Build that
sell.
inventory again.
$26.50 is a solid deal for that.
I agree.
What does that put it at?
10
10
cents a
cents a
card,
card?
give or take, yeah.
So December and early January is booked for you now.
It is.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's been worth doing this today, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
It's amazing what you can find in small town America, that collection.
Yeah,
Out of nowhere.
out of nowhere. I love it.
We sat in the coffee shop for another 45 minutes, and we ended up waiting for that other seller to show up before they just didn't show up. So we headed back out to the trunks, and we consolidated the cars back into James's truck. And while we were doing that, we scoured the boxes as quick as we could, and we found a stack of cards that we were pretty excited about. And were just kind of scattered in boxes front and back. And we added to that single row of vintage cards that we knew we could sell in singles.
73 foot for basketball, Oscar, Wilt, Fillmore, Havlicek,
Some good stuff. More red labels.
more red label,
Crazy cool. All numbered to 100. That's black.
some Randy Moss rookies,
I like that.
Griffey, some more basketball,
Pretty sexy stuff. And then you got some random stuff we just found last minute right here.
green,
Yep. Refractor.
sweet refractors.
Refractor. Oh yeah.
What is that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby.
This one's a sneaky one, I think. A few more items in here. Atomic. Good stuff, James.
All in all, I would say today was a great success. Yeah, we didn't hit a home run with some massive unique collection, but I would say we hit a solid double or triple. We met some great new people, We got to enjoy the community, and hopefully it's encouragement to you just to go try something new. You never know what type of connections you might build. If you love this short episode, you're going to love these long episodes here. Keep chasing.